Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Students, now in this video, we are going to discuss leaf modifications. So, we are going to discuss leaf modifications. In leaf modifications, in previous video, we discussed regarding tendrils we seen, spines we completed, next one leaves also we discussed, isn't it? Means tendrils, spines and scale leaves information we have seen. Now in this video, now we are going to discuss fourth one, phyllodes. Fourth one is phyllodes, so that information only let us move forward to learn. So there, so when petiole or secondary rachis, petiole or secondary rachis, petiole or the secondary rachis modified into green colored or green, flattened or winged structures. So by becoming of like how green, flattened or winged like structures, so definitely performs the process of photosynthesis. Means in this particular case, no, phylloid point of view, so petiole or secondary rachis modified into green, flattened, winged structures and performs the process of photosynthesis. Performs the process of photosynthesis. Example, Acacia melanoxylon and one more is Parkinsonia. That is Acacia melanoxylon. This is entirely one name only. Acacia melanoxylon, Parkinsonia. Okay, Acacia melanoxylon and Parkinsonia. Okay, there phyllodes means here what is the point? Now we have seen green, flattened and winged structures. Okay, performs the process of photosynthesis. Next one, in Acacia. In Acacia, petiole is modified into phyllodes. Now here two examples are there now. One is Acacia melanoxylon and one more is Parkinsonia. There Acacia melanoxylon. In Acacia melanoxylon, petiole is modified into phyllodes. So means this petiole means stalk like structure or the stalk of the leaf we are calling no petiole. That petiole only is modified into phyllodes. So in this, the normal leaf which is bipinnately compound leaf in the seedling stage but soon falls off. Once you see that, so here what is the thing? In this type, the normal leaf which is bipinnately compound leaf, which is bipinnately compound leaf in seedling stage, so but soon falls off. So thereby here what is a normal stage or the bipinnate compound leaf is there no in a seedling stage, that one falls off. So thereby phyllodes at the time performs the process of photosynthesis. So thereby here how I have written, so this phyllodes then performs the process of photosynthesis. Did you understand? So means in Acacia, what is the point now I am asking you to remember means, so in Acacia, petiole is modified into phyllodes. Petiole is modified into phyllodes. Leaf like structure or normal leaf, bipinnately compound leaf is there, but that particular bipinnately compound leaf we can be seen in seedling stage only, but that one soon falls off soon. Okay, soon falls off. Thereby when that particular bipinnately compound leaf falls off, no, so that particular phyllodes, so means so bipinnately compound leaf there, that one is falls off, but their phyllodes means that phyllodes here in Acacia modified from where? petiole, no, that petiole performs the process of photosynthesis. Next one, in Parkinsonia. In Parkinsonia, what is information? No, in Parkinsonia, primary rachis and stipules are modified into spines. So don't forget, NEET examination point of view important. In Parkinsonia, primary rachis and stipules, primary rachis and stipules are modified into spines. So our knowledge point of view, so how many number of stipules are there? 2, and 2 number of stipules and 1 Parkinsonia, so now modified into spines. So thereby at every node of the Parkinsonia, how many number of spines we can see? How many number? So here from the primary rachis 1 and from the stipules 2, totally at every node of the Parkinsonia we can observe 3 spines, isn't it? So this point, NEET examination point of view important. Next one, while secondary rachis modified into phylloid. While secondary rachis modified into phylloid. Okay, this point is important. Means in case of acacia, petiole modified into phylloid, and in case of Parkinsonia, secondary rachis modified into phylloid. Okay, so this point important, try to save in your mind. Next one, reproductive leaves. Reproductive leaves point of view, in some plant leaves, in some plants leaves produce buds. So in some plants leaves, no, so plants leaves produce buds. So these buds are known as epiphyllous buds. Epiphyllous buds. So these epiphyllous buds helps in vegetative propagation. One more time. So reproductive leaves means here the leaves also definitely involves in the reproduction and definitely involves in the vegetative propagation. So here in some plant leaves, so these leaves produce which one? Some kind of buds. These buds only we will be calling as epiphyllous. Once you see there, epi means upon, phyllae. Phyllae is nothing but, or phyllis means leaf, means buds which are present on the leaf. Point you understood, ma? Buds which are present on the leaf, our subject point of view we will be calling as epiphyllous. Epi means upon. Okay, ma? Epiphyllous buds. Okay, this point important, try to learn this one. So again these epiphyllous buds helps in vegetative propagation. So definitely these epiphyllous buds helps in vegetative propagation. So these leaves are known as reproductive leaves. When these leaves are helps in reproduction, no, these particular leaves we will be calling as, or when these leaves helps in vegetative propagation, so these leaves we will be calling as reproductive leaves. Sir, what are the examples? So try to give one example. Means, so best example here, bryophyllum, spelling BRYOPHYLLUM, bryophyllum, Scilla indica. So indica I didn't write, but Scilla podo. So it is enough. So Scilla, 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 and one more is begonia. Okay, now information and description of these examples now let us see. So there in a bryophyllum, bryophyllum. So first example, in bryophyllum, buds lie means present in the notches present in the crenate margins. So here buds are present in the notches. Notches at where? At crenate margins of the leaf. Means suppose here to draw the diagram also, here I don't have place, but one point you try to save in your mind. So buds are present in the notches of crenate margins. So crenate margins of the leaf. Next one, in Scilla indica. So here one more time you see there, bryophyllum, buds lie in the notches. So present in the, you don't write even in the notes also, just you forget this one, present in. Okay, so now in a bryophyllum, buds lies in the notches of crenate leaves of the leaf. Okay, so now in Scilla indica, the buds arise from the tips of the leaf. In Scilla indica, so buds arise from the tip of the leaves. Means, so when this Scilla indica leaves grows towards the soil, so definitely, so when these leaves growing towards the soil, get contact with the soil. So when this particular leaf get contact with the soil at the time, so which one new buds of formation takes place, or buds of formation takes place. So this point also important. Next one, in begonia. In begonia, buds arise from the injured part of the leaf. So in a begonia, buds arise from the injured part of the leaf. Injured part of the leaf means in a bryophyllum, buds develops at the notches of the leaf. Notches of the leaf, whereas in a begonia, so Scilla indica, buds arise from the tip of the leaf, whereas in a begonia, buds arise from the injured part of the leaf. So likewise, so there are different types of examples and description, so we can see. So now let us move forward to learn the last and final side heading of leaf modifications, that is trap leaves or insectivorous leaves or carnivorous leaves. One more time, trap leaves or insectivorous leaves or carnivorous leaves. Okay, now in this particular case, now what is information? The plants growing, the plants which grows in Verma, so nitrogen deficiency soil. So means in that particular soils, so definitely we can study or we can find the deficiency of which one? Nitrogen. So that information only. Plants growing in a nitrogen deficiency soil. So these, what are the plants grow in a nitrogen deficiency soil? These plants depends on the organisms like insects for their nitrogen requirements. Means what are the plants which grows in a nitrogen deficiency soils depends on organisms like insects. So definitely depends on the insects for what? Nitrogen requirements. Okay, now in order to attract the insects and catch them, insects catch them and digest the insect proteins. Means one more time you see there, in order to attract these insects, okay, catch them and digest the insect proteins. So here what is the point? So here in order to attract the insects, so catch them and digest the insect proteins, the leaves of these plants modified into trap leaves. So means for catching of them or for the catching or for the digesting of these insecticidal proteins, means insect proteins means the proteins which are present in the insects, for the digestion of them these leaves are modified into trap leaves. Point you understood or not? So trap leaves. So these plants are known as insectivorous plants. Means here these leaves are modified for the catching and digestion of the insecticidal proteins, insect proteins. Means in this particular case, so these leaves we are calling as which one? Trap leaves. And such kind of plants, means the leaves which are present on the plant, so such kind of a plant we are calling as insectivorous plant. Leaf, trap leaves, and the plants, insectivorous plants. Now digestive glands are formed in these leaves, which secretes the digestive juices. Now here one more time you see that digestive glands are formed in these leaves. Definitely digestive glands are formed in these leaves. So these digestive glands secretes digestive juices. So thereby, with the help of these juices, the insect proteins are digested. So means here within the insectivorous plants, or here in insect leaves or the trap leaves, definitely some kind of secretions are there. These secretions are nothing but digestive juices. Definitely helps in, so which one? Digestion of insect proteins and the digestion. Okay, digestion of insects. So thereby finally, sir, what is happening, sir, means nitrogenous compounds and assimilated to the plants. Okay, so here nitrogenous compounds and assimilated into the plants. So thereby, so that particular insects are digested. So thereby, what are the compounds or what are the proteins are present in the insects? No, everything will be entered into the plants. So there are different types of examples of plants are there. What are those? Nepenthes, Drosera, Utricularia, and one more is Dionia. One more time, Nepenthes, Drosera, Utricularia, Dionia. Now, Nepenthes also known as pitcher plant. Drosera also known as sundew plant. Utricularia also known as bladderwort. Dionia also known as Venus flytrap. One more time, Nepenthes also known as pitcher plant, Drosera also known as sundew plant, DROSEREM, Drosera sundew plant. Next one, Utricularia, UTRICULARIA, Utricularia bladderwort, 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 and Dionia also known as Venus flytrap. Okay, now in Nepenthes means in pitcher plant, so there are some kind of modifications to be discussed. Now let us have a look on these modifications. Now table you see, lower part of the leaf, lower part of the petiole, not leaf, lower part of the petiole modified into wing like structure. Next one, upper part of the petiole modified into tendril. Next one, leaf lamina modified into pitcher. Next one, leaf tip modified into lid of the pitcher. One more time, lower part of the petiole modified into wing like structure, upper part of the petiole modified into tendril. Next one, leaf lamina modified into pitcher, and leaf tip modified into lid of the pitcher. Okay, now here what is the importance of this lid means? So that lid is attractive, colorful, and immovable. So here this particular lid is attractive, colorful, and immovable. So next one, that is a small information regarding trap leaves or insectivorous leaves or carnivorous leaves. So let us move forward onto the another concept. So that is not related to the leaf. So this is up to the carnivorous leaves. So small information on the leaf modifications. So in leaf modifications we have seen there are different types of arrangements are there. So there are different types of arrangements or there are different types of modifications we have seen. What are those? Tendrils we seen, spines we seen, scale leaves we have seen, and phyllodes now we have seen now in this video. Next one, reproductive leaves we seen. Next one, trap leaves or insectivorous leaves, and carnivorous leaves, everything we have seen. So means here also all these points are important. So definitely, so you need to remember. So definitely you have to remember. So yeah, definitely you have to remember all these kind of cases. Next one, inflorescence. So in this particular case, no, inflorescence is nothing but the mode of development and arrangement of flowers. One more time you see there, inflorescence is nothing but which one? The mode of development and arrangement of flowers on the peduncle. One more time, the mode of arrangement and or mode of development and arrangement of flowers on the peduncle. Peduncle is nothing but stalk of inflorescence. Already I told you. So stalk of inflorescence only we are calling as peduncle. Okay, so that is nothing but inflorescence. Next one, so inflorescence may occupy different positions over the stem. So means this particular inflorescence sometimes that will be present at axillary positions. So sometimes it is present in terminal positions, and sometimes it is present in internodal regions. So whatever it is, so based on their origin, the inflorescence are three types. So here based on the origin, inflorescence based on their origin, inflorescence is divided into three types. One more time you see there, inflorescence is nothing but the mode of development and the arrangement of flowers on the peduncle is referred as inflorescence. The inflorescence may occupy different positions over the stem. So different types of positions we can find out. So different types of positions over the stem. Now based on their origin, so this statement is important, based on their origin, inflorescence can be divided into 3 types. So what are those? First one is terminal inflorescence, next one is axillary inflorescence, now and third one is intercalary inflorescence. One more time you see there, terminal inflorescence, axillary inflorescence, intercalary inflorescence. Now terminal inflorescence point of view, inflorescence develop from the apexes or apical regions. Suppose if the inflorescence develop from the apical regions or terminal regions we will call now. So that is only. Suppose if the inflorescence develop at apices, apices of the main stem or branches. So such kind of inflorescence we will be calling as terminal inflorescence. Next one, axillary inflorescence. So there inflorescence develop from the axils of leaves. So definitely develop from the axils of leaves. Best example, so 1 minute I forgot. So terminal inflorescence examples are Crotalaria and one more is Croton Bonplandianum. So what is the scientific name? Now I read now that entire scientific name not required to you, but at least Crotalaria, Croton. So these 2 examples try to remember. Crotalaria genesia, do you know which one? Jute. Okay, jute mill. So there they will prepare jute bags for storage or for the transport of sugar. So that is a bag they will prepare with the Crotalaria and Croton Bonplandianum. So here we will see that particular plant, but we don't know that particular plant scientific name. Euphorbiaceae family, I think so. Croton Bonplandianum. So that is, these 2 are examples of terminal inflorescence. Next one, axillary inflorescence point of view. So this particular axillary inflorescence develop from the axils of leaves. So best example, Dolichos lablab. In our Tamil, avarkai or tavarkai particular kai we will call. So that is only Dolichos lablab. Bean means bean like structures. Okay, so Fabaceae family members. So Dolichos lablab. Okay, axillary inflorescence we can see in Dolichos. Next one, intercalary inflorescence. Best example is Callistemon. So their inflorescence is born at the internodes. So sometimes inflorescence definitely develops between 2 nodes. So when inflorescence definitely develops between the 2 nodes, so such particular inflorescence we can be taken as intercalary inflorescence. Definitely we can be seen in Callistemon. Callistemon, Callistemon. Now here one important NEET examination point of view, one important bit is there. So that's why here I kept star marks also. Once you concentrate on those on this point, so that is in some plants the flowers are formed directly on a older stem. So one more time you see there, in some plants flowers where we can see the formation of these flowers. So the formation of flowers we can see these flowers directly are formed from the older stem. Suppose if the flowers are formed directly on the older stem, so such particular plant or such particular formation of flowers we will be taking as cauliflory. Cauli means old stem or stem. Flory means development of flowers. Cauliflory. So best example, Ashoka tree, do you know? Polyalthia longifolia, scientific name Polyalthia. And one more is Theobroma, Theobroma. So Polyalthia and one more is Theobroma. Cauliflory best example. Now, so this is the introduction regarding inflorescence. Now, types of inflorescence. Now let us see once. Now types of inflorescence. Now depending on the growth and the development of a peduncle. Important point, depending on the growth and development of a peduncle. Peduncle means already I told you the stalk of inflorescence, I said no. So means here depending on the growth. Depending on this growth and development of the peduncle, depending on the growth and development of the peduncle, inflorescence divided into 3 types. inflorescence divided into 3 types. So what are those? First one is racemose inflorescence or indefinite inflorescence. Am I try to see this? So 3 types of inflorescences we can see. So here, so based on which one, depending on the growth and the development of a peduncle, inflorescence is divided into 3 types. So first one is racemose inflorescence or indefinite inflorescence. Second one, cymose inflorescence or definite inflorescence. And third one, special type. So first one is racemose inflorescence or indefinite. Second one is cymose inflorescence or definite. And third one is special type. So here, before start to learn the racemose inflorescence or indefinite inflorescence, one more time let us have a look on the inflorescence. So now inflorescence is nothing but which one? Arrangement as well as development. Means the mode of arrangement and the development, or the development and arrangement of flowers on the peduncle is referred as inflorescence. Now inflorescence may occupy different positions. So different positions on the or over the stem. So here, based on their origin, inflorescences 3 types are there. So terminal inflorescence. So this particular inflorescence we can see in Crotalaria and Croton Plandianum. Okay, Crotalaria genesia and one more is Croton Plandianum. So their inflorescence, terminal inflorescence, we can see terminal inflorescence develops from the apices regions of the main stem or branches. Next one, axillary inflorescence definitely develops from the axils of the leaves. So in axils of the leaves, axillary buds are there now. So these axillary buds only later develops into axillary inflorescence. For example, Dolichos lablab. Next one, intercalary inflorescence. So inflorescence develops at internodes. So their best example, Callistemon. Next one, cauliflory. Cauliflory means in some plants, flowers are developed directly on the old stem. So such particular inflorescence only we will be taking as cauliflory. So best examples are Polyaldea and Theobroma. Okay, next one, types of inflorescence point of view depending on the growth and the development of the peduncle. Depending on the growth and the development of the peduncle, so inflorescence is divided into 3 types. Racemose inflorescence or indefinite inflorescence, cymose inflorescence or the definite inflorescence, and special type. So next one now, first one let us start to learn. Just one line or 1 or 2 lines only I can give, but most of the important information in the next period only, means in the next video I can give. So that's just introduction only. So I have given here, that is racemose inflorescence. So in this particular case, peduncle grows indefinitely. So this point is very, very important for NEET examination. In a racemose inflorescence, peduncle means stalk of flowers. So that particular stalk is there, stalk, STILK, stalk grows indefinitely. So that grows continuously, permanently. So we can take like that, peduncle grows permanently. So that is only our subject point of view we will be calling as indefinitely, and produce a number of flowers in acropetal or centripetal manner. So these 2 points we should not forget. What is that particular point, sir? Means peduncle grows indefinitely. So that particular point is important, and this particular peduncle grows or produces a number of flowers in acropetal direction or centripetal direction. Acropetal direction means, don't forget, that is older flowers at a base and younger ones at top. You try to by heart or try to remember what you will do, that's I don't know, but definitely this point you must learn. So that is so acropetal arrangement means arrangement of older flowers at the bottom and younger ones at top. Okay, so that particular thing only we will be calling as acropetal arrangement. Okay, so this particular point you try to remember definitely. So next one, centripetal. So centripetal manner, sir, means what? Means the older flowers are present at the periphery, younger ones at the center. So in the next video, so acropetal direction as well as centripetal manner. So diagrams, rough diagrams also I will give you. Try to watch this video so without any skip. skipping, Emma. So that's why try to revise this entire information. If you get any doubts, no, definitely you try to watch this video by one more time, you will get the knowledge on this.